Assalamualaikum. Selamat datang kembali ke KLN's YouTube channel. Okay, last kita buat video was 1 Syawal. When was that?
May. It was in
May. So sekarang ni 31 Ogos. It's actually Merdeka. Selamat Hari Merdeka semua. Okay, so kenapa dah lama kita tak buat video?
Okay.
Why?
Sebab it's kinda a sad story, tapi okay lah.
No lah.
Actually, I've been diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. So all this while we've been having our treatments and chemo semua.
So it started in June kan?
It was on the 8th of June.
Birthday Agong kan? Was it 8?
It was 8th of June.
And then waktu tu kita pergi buat blood test dekat klinik swasta. Lepas tu dia kata macam ada something wrong. And then kita pergi dekat Kuantan, hospital Kuantan
Medical Center.
Lepas tu diorang buat dia buat more test lah, the smear whatnot. Lepas tu dah confirm benda tu. Bukan not confirm lah, macam memang leukemia. And then dia kata dia tak boleh treat kat situ. And then sebab tak ada dekat Kuantan, actually ada dekat UIA, tapi kita punya insurance tak boleh pakai dekat UIA tu. So last kita pergi ke Surbajaya Medical Center.
So that's where we have been all this while for the past June, July, August kan 3 months. So kita ada dekat KL je lah all this while. Adalah sekejap kita balik Kuantan, but it was just for a while. And that time it was just a break, and I did some bakes. If you guys follow us on the KLTX Kuantan, you nampak.
And then we suddenly came up with 1 piece a day cake testing. Where I makan cake whatever she bakes kan. Lepas tu I makan 1 piece je, and betul-betul actually I makan 1 piece je. Because actually waktu kita duduk dalam ward tu, dia duduk dalam ward lah, makan makanan ward. But then I was in the ward as well. Tapi tak ada orang bagi makanan, okay. So kita kena order food panda lah. So like kita order macam-macam benda and then just duduk dalam ward je kan.
So basically
I rasa kita continue balik sambil makan, right? Because we gonna eat.
Actually our main purpose today is to do some sort of a mukbang where
I'm hungry.
We actually ordered this like Korean stew and hot pot kan.
Hot pot.
So it's the seafood hot pot. From this Korean shop.
Apa nama dia?
Cheongdam
Jaya, right?
Jaya,
daripada IOI Putrajaya.
IOI Mall.
And Akila buat
we're having this lemon tea to go with this. And they also dia ada bagi kita side dish dia. It's I don't know, kimchi and like a sausage thingy.
Yes.
Kan? Jadi
and this is
good.
Can you see?
It's just the broth and so many banyak vegetable lah kan. Seafood lah basically. So yes, enjoy our mukbang. Let's eat.
Okay.
We are so hungry.
Yang penting kena rasa kuah dulu, right? I rasa? You rasa? I rasa
Sama-sama rasa.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What?
Sedap.
Tapi I expect it to be
stronger,
spicier actually.
Maybe because it's seafood kot.
Tapi ni very rasa seafood yang kuat, right?
Adalah sikit spiciness.
Ada ketam.
Ada ketam, ada
ketam.
Such a big ketam.
Udang.
Mushroom, we have tofu.
Itu lagi ada yang ni. Tapi dia macam tak banyak, but besar-besar kan. That's it.
It's so good.
Ketam dengan. But you like the taste, right? Oh, I was expecting like some fish ball or what. Ni apa ni? Apa ni? Fish cake. Tofu.
That's tofu.
Ya, sedap.
Kinda hungry.
Ni apa? Oh, ni I don't know what's this. Ni isi ketam ke kan?
Part of the ketam kot. So anyway, I'm gonna have to try the side dish. Sausage dengan sayur. Yup.
Definitely need to eat my gout.
Kimchi not really my thing, but boleh lah I rasa. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yup.
I think next time if you order this, kita kena beli like fish cake and
Yeah, or noodles. Or rice. So good.
It's good for diet lah, I think. So basically mula-mula tu macam mana? Mula-mula we went to the clinic tu sebab apa? Waktu tu actually Aqilah ni macam dia ada macam apa some infection sikit
I
kan.
had some like macam pimple ke semua macam bol
on the
dekat kepala. Tiba overnight dia keluar banyak gila, right?
Yes.
And then at the same time I was experiencing headaches and then
semput tu.
penat-penat. I was not doing anything, basically nothing that day. So macam penat cepat penat. And then macam letih lah, rest. And pening kepala was just the major thing lah.
Yeah.
Right.
And then that's why kita pergi apa klinik
KK.
swasta tu.
Belum kita pergi KK.
Oh ya, yeah, kita pergi KK, lepas tu cerita and then they made the blood test lah in KK. But apparently it was like berapa lama?
The result was like 3 weeks after.
3 weeks after. So bila kita balik and the doctor didn't give you anything, right? Because dia pun tak tahu apa waktu tu. And then I think
macam my headache was like so teruk, so we decided to go to clinic.
I think 2 days after kan. Kita pergi klinik swasta tu, cerita and buat blood test again.
Yeah.
And by this time 3 days kan dah keluar. Dah keluar after 3 days. Then wow.
Ketam. So
And then kita pergi klinik tu, dia kata I think blood result ni macam tak elok. And dia kata I will refer you to hematologist lah, or pakar darah, right?
Yeah.
And then kita tak ada pakar darah kan waktu tu. But it was a Sunday. So macam dah risau bila dia kata darah tu ada tak kena what not, kita dah risau. Malam tu kita pergi je Kuantan Medical Center walaupun dia tak ada hematologist.
Yeah.
Tapi ada doktor yang kita kenal kat situ, which is jiran kita kata ada doktor kat situ, which is Dr. Suhaimi, right? Dr. Suhaimi tu dia macam selalulah kalau kat KMC masalah darah ni refer kat dia. So kita admit under Dr. Suhaimi lah.
Yeah.
Lepas tu the next day dia datang, dia check blood tu and dia kata most probably it's leukemia lah, macam ada cell blast tu kan. Blast ni is like the cell yang kalau ada tu dan banyak is like mungkin leukemia. Lepas tu dia apa?
Lepas tu dia macam dia ingat macam mana, dia kata kena buat cepat kan.
Lepas tu dia cakap kena buat cepat. So first kita try to arrange nak pergi UIA. And also ada satu lagi hematologist dekat HTAA, which is General Hospital Kuantan. Tapi sebab waktu tu COVID kan, so kita macam
and it was teruk masa tu kan.
and also because Aqilah ada insurance, so we thought okay better we use yang private dululah. But then apparently dekat UIA tu tak boleh pakai insurance tu. So bincang last dia kata previous patient dia was referred to Dr. Ng Su Chin dekat Subrajaya Subrajaya Medical Center. So kita pun okay lah, kita pergi situ. So I think the decision was around 12 I think 12 tengah hari. And then the doctor tu panggil the nurse, dia kata okay Aina, ambulance ni keluar by 3:30 kan. So bla bla bla. I pun balik rumah sekejap, rumah kita dekat je kan. Lepas tu kemar-kemar barang. By 3:30 sharp kita terus gerak. So Akila naik ambulance, and then I ikut belakang sampailah SJMC. Okay.
Lepas tu sampai SJMC tu biasalah tunggu dekat emergency dia sampai we get a room. But we had to do COVID test first kan. So
both dia and I also kena buat. Sebab I nak apa dia panggil carer nak jaga kat situ, so I kena buat COVID test juga. Next tu dia buat bone marrow kan.
Bone marrow biopsy.
Sakit tak?
Masa tu the first time tak rasa sakit. Because dia bagi I macam abuse. And I memang tak lepas tu I knock off lah, macam tidur. And sudah ya. My husband is in the room already. Sebab masa buat tu dia suruh dia keluar, tak bagi tengok.
Yes.
So macam dia cucuk, dia buat tu dekat kita punya tulang pinggul kan.
Pelvic bone.
Tu.
Lepas tu
I was a bit drowsy lah masa jantung
yes.
Lah.
I pun macam terkejut juga lah sikit, because bila masuk tu and then mula dia tak sedar lagi, dia macam like tidur kan. Lepas tu bila dia dah start tu dia macam like mumbling something lah, tak tahu what you said, like
drowsy lah.
macam terkejut sikit lah time tu.
Lepas tu dia terus start with the chemo, right? Next day kan?
Chemo, ya. So I think kita sampai SJMC tu Selasa malam. Rabu tu dia buat biopsi. And then Khamis petang, right? It was petang atau tengah hari, is it?
Malam baru start.
Khamis malam tu, lepas dia dah check semua, dia kata ya like berapa dah easily more than 30% lah apa. And then dia kata memang confirm, then dia minta my signature untuk consent for the chemo lah. Start lah chemo tu. So how was the chemo?
It was okay the whole time.
Yeah, the first time tu I don't know, bila kita ingat chemo tu kita macam expect benda tu macam mana?
Like we normally watch on TV kan. Drama-drama macam sakit teruk, tak boleh makan and bergegur, not right?
Tapi
but then it didn't happen to me. I macam selera makan macam okay
je lah.
Semua kan.
And
okay tak?
Waktu tu pun like first few days tu kan tak nampak apa-apa, like biasa je, like normal je. Sebab kita ingatkan bila chemo tu masuk dan terus lah whatever, je rambut gugur and terus macam kulit kering, but actually okay je kan. Tapi ada lah episodes of sembelit lah. Sembelit. Lepas tu dah okay sembelit tu jadi diarrhea pula, right? So lepas tu mula sembelit, lepas tu cari berik. Lepas 2 minggu lah baru nampak Akila macam lemah, rambut dah start gugur. Lepas tu temperature pun selalu naik kan. Bila nurse datang,
there are times yang I memang akan tengah malam sampai 40. So kenalah buat sponging.
Sampai 40. So makan Panadol, makanlah ubat apa-apa, tak jadi juga. And then dia kata kena sponging. So I ambil lah tuala kan. Mula-mula kita ambil sarung bantal, sebab mula-mula tak ada kan. Then our relative hantar lah. Dia hantar kain-kain tu, baru ada towel. Sebelum tu kita pakai je apa yang ada, sebab dah 40 kan. Dia kata kena turun cepat ni, kena turun cepat. So macam kadang 2-3 pagi and 2-3 times also lah, 2-3 kali juga kan. Dia letak bawah ketiak, kat leher, kat perut kan. Dan dia akan rasa sejuk, tapi sebenarnya bila dah okey tu dia akan rasa okey balik. So sometimes macam kita sponging kan, lepas tu dia kata macam tak nak lah, sejuk tapi sebenarnya memang kena sponge.
Kalau macam let's say like any of you is undergoing chemo
nauzubillah
kan, apa ni, Kan kita macam I lah memang I rasa macam okay je rambut I ni kan, macam tak gugur pun. But to be honest, it will. And then macam I would advise, nak tak nak you just cut your hair short je terus. Sebabnya when I was experiencing the hair gugur tu, and okay, I potong dulu pendek, tapi lepas tu dia macam tangled and the part yang rambut gugur tu tak boleh cakap lah, penuh your bed on the floor, sampai kesian cleaner tu had to like pening lah in the toilet. So I would advise that you guys to cut it short je terus masa mula tu, supaya nak elakkan tangleness of your hair tu kan. Macam
actually the hair tu antara benda yang agak besar yang berlaku lah that time.
We had to buy the lint roller, lepas tu dengan telekung I penuh rambut. So
I was saying it's a big thing sebab sebelum tu adalah kita macam risau all this cancer kan, tapi bila rambut tu start gugur baru kita macam rasa betul lah, kita dah chemo kan, kita dah chemo. Okay lah, macam takut lah, like dia tak boleh bayangkan. I mean if you are girls, maybe you tak pernah lah tengok rambut you
akan jadi macam sedih and shock, but after a while you rasa macam well okay je, rambut akan gugur dek. That's what everybody tell me lah.
Lepas tu we bought the the trimmer tu kan, macam kat kedai gunting rambut tu.
Gunting rambut,
and then the trim habis lah. But waktu tu sebelum I buat benda tu, the nurse kena potong kan.
Sebab dah tangle.
Sebab dah tangle lah, macam dah keras kan. Macam like I think kalau you tarik
the whole head.
But we don't want to do that lah, sebab kita nak jaga juga
the roots and whatnot.
The roots, the scalp and whatnot kan. I think waktu tu Akilah nangis lah.
Awal-awal tu nangis lah.
Akilah nangis and then kita beli apa macam-macam kita beli kan.
I beli like macam-macam on Shopee kan.
The scarf kan, the scarf, the turban.
But I didn't wear it now.
Lepas tu bila dia dah okay dengan rambut dia tu, dia macam tak payahlah panas dia.
It's hot lah. Lepas tu biasalah doktor akan ask you to stay for a while lah in hospital before letting you go. But dia nak control your situation, condition semua lah. Kalau apa tak elok ke, dia bagi antibiotics ke whatnot lah. So I was on and off the drips and whatnot.
I think we can talk about ni, the blood and the platelet donation. So basically bila Akilah ambil chemo ni dengan ada satu ubat dia panggil targeted therapy ni, semua darah turun. Okay, so darah merah turun, darah putih pun turun. Chemo ni sebab I think dia macam pukul semua kan. Okay, so dia semua turun. So apa yang Akilah kena buat waktu tu is kena masukkan darah dan kena masukkan platelet kan. Darah putih tak, darah putih dia makan ni lah, antibiotik, antiviral semua tu. So at one point mula kita macam dapat je lah. But at one point the nurse came, right? And then dia kata you ada tak keluarga ke kawan-kawan dekat sini kan?
Yang boleh donate darah lah.
Yes.
Sebab macam kita ingatkan macam memang kena cari yang tu lah.
Yes. And actually dekat Malaysia ni semua hospital I think bolehlah dapat daripada tabung darah negara tu. Tapi tabung darah negara tu pun minta daripada orang ramai.
Because during COVID season ni memang banyaklah darah digunakan kan.
And also lepas tu dia minta tolong kita lah. And I think dekat SJMC tu dia ada tabung darah dia sendiri kot, I think. Dia boleh collect and dia probably boleh simpan juga sendiri. So ramai lah orang datang kan. So, sebab kebetulan pula Akilah ni orang KL kan. And then
so ramai my family pun macam spread the news and so ada my sister's friends.
Ramai gila orang datang.
Ramai
Dari gila orang.
Sarah Mari pun ada, and our friends, and semua tanya macam donate. Tapi unfortunately not everybody can donate because I can perlukan platelet and darah. Tapi dia tengok juga for platelet tu yang very picky kan, dia anak lelaki saja. And then you have to be fit also kan.
Bukan fit lah, actually your vein tu kena besar.
Your
vein tu kena besar.
Dia akan, bila you datang, dia akan buat dia akan examine you dulu lah.
Dia tengok you punya BP, sebab ada orang darah tinggi tak boleh derma, ada orang darah rendah tak boleh derma. Lepas tu ada orang buat bekam, ada orang waktu tu vaksin. Vaksin pun within 7 days lepas vaksin dia tak boleh derma. Apa lagi
Pregnant
semua tu lah. And also untuk darah ni actually sebenarnya yang datang tu kita tak tahu kan group apa, sebab tak semestinya sama dengan Aqeelah. So siapa yang bukan group dengan Aqeelah, dia akan bagi dekat orang lain lah, macam tu. Cuma platelet tu sebab platelet ni pula dia boleh tahan 5 hari je. Kan bila you ambil daripada seseorang kena transfuse in within 5 days.
So sometimes bila I terima platelet ke blood tu, I macam tengok lah macam ni siapa entah datang hari tu kot, sebab dia ada tarikh tau. Tapi mostly platelet lah, you know siapa.
Ya, so siapa yang dah derma, siapa dah cuba derma, siapa yang cuba datang, sebab ada juga yang tak lepas nak datang kan sebab roadblocks and what not.
Thank you so much lah.
Thank you so much. Sedih pula kan. Okay, lepas tu kita keluar lah kan. Lepas tu what not, darah semua dah okay,
dah stable. Doktor kata okay lah, I bagi you balik rest.
Dia bagi you this injection yang tak suka kat perut tu.
Oh ya. Dia bagi berapa kali kan. I just tak suka kena jab, and I don't like needles kan. So dia kena cucuk kat perut tu macam sakitnya. Perut tu very
growth factor Hi, sorry ada technical problem sikit tadi.
Yeah.
So sekarang kita akan continue makan. Banyak lagi ni, Bi?
Yeah, I know. I've eaten a lot dah, so macam still a lot lah.
Yeah.
So kita pergi besar. Anyway.
So basically tadi kita tengah cakap pasal injection kat perut tu.
Yes.
So macam ni dia punya sakit tu kan?
Sakit dia Tuhan saja yang tahu lah. Macam like teruk lah. I mean like I had it like
tulang-tulang tu kan? Sakit kat tulang.
Dia sakit tulang tu yang you rasa macam every part of your tulang tu is gonna like is tengah macam menengur, macam nak pecah, macam nak macam tengah orang tengah rape you kan. So macam you tak boleh duduk, you tak boleh baring, you tak boleh diri, you tak boleh buat apa saja. Macam you pusing baring tidur, kali nak try tidur pun tak boleh. So imagine, I don't know how to explain lah, but it was just the most painful part during my chemotherapy treatment ni.
Mana lagi sakit dari ni? Apa? Biopsi tu?
Biopsi tu obviously the tulang was much more sakit.
Lama kan? Biopsi dia tak ada lama kan sakit.
Biopsi tu I had twice. Kan? I did it twice kan?
Yes.
The second time tu baru I rasa because
doktor tu tak bagi banyak
dia bagi biasa macam sikit I rasa. So I was like, bila nak tertidur ni? Nurse tu cakap okay, relax. So doktor cakap okay, kita start. Lepas tu macam boleh rasa, you know, like something is like trying to push me inside my dekat pelvic tu kan. So macam sakit macam tu. So doktor okay, sekejap ya, sikit lagi ya. Macam I can feel like something pulling up and like tapi
so yang apa tu, yang first tu kita duduk berapa, sebulan kan? Around sebulan. Kita masuk duduk dalam hospital tu sebulan. Lepas tu kita balik a few days kan, dalam seminggu macam tu. And then masuk for the second chemo.
Ya, betul.
Right?
Start sebab dia macam tak bagi lama sangat break kan.
Yes.
Because the reading were all starting to drop kan.
So yang second chemo tu berapa hari duduk hospital? 5 lah?
Second chemo was 4 days.
4 days.
And he wasn't allowed to be in the room at the hospital.
And suddenly yang waktu tu diorang dah tukar dah. Dia cakap if the patient is healthy, dia tak boleh ada carer. So I tak duduk lah, I duduk kat hotel nearby lah.
Because I can do things on my own tau. So masa tu sedih gak macam he wasn't there, like all this while he's been there and main di toilet. So and then suddenly you have to do everything on your own.
Tapi on the good side, sebenarnya second chemo tu tak lama dan tak kuat sangat kan. And then since second chemo tu kita on and off pergi daycare, which is good sebab tak payah admit. Tapi ulah-alik banyak kali lah. This time datang ambil darah,
quite tiring kan.
And then this time masuk platelet, this time masuk darah. Tapi cuma dekat daycare je, which is kita pergi pagi dalam pukul 8. And then tengoklah, tunggu darah tu selalunya by pukul 10 tu dah dapat dah result darah. Let's say kalau kena
Sekejap je. Sometimes less than 1 hour or 1 hour lah. Macam tu you wait.
And then kalau tak ada apa-apa balik. Tapi kalau macam nak kena hemoglobin turun ke kan, so kita akan tambah lah hemoglobin and apa
And the doctor will come around 11 macam tu. Dia akan tengok kita dulu lah whether I need to add in platelet ke blood ke macam tu.
And then suddenly, so sepatutnya kita akan buat the third chemo terus kan. Tapi suddenly due to this COVID makin bahaya, makin ramai orang mati, makin banyak cases sampai 20,000. So tiba-tiba one day we came, doktor kata sekarang bahayalah, you vaksin dululah. Asal tak doktor? Sorry, I didn't plan to do that.
No, automatically kan.
Then kita stop for bila after the second chemo, bila darah semua dah okay, so kita terus plan untuk vaksin. Take 1 dose. Time ni lah kita balik Kuantan.
Balik for 10 days. And time tu lah, if you guys follow us on cakes tu, you nampak I've been baking like 1 cake a day only because everybody is very concerned about me, alhamdulillah. My father-in-law lah, dia macam specifically cakap just bake 1 je sehari. Okay. So okay lah.
Tapi you know what, hari-hari dia bake.
Lepas gian sikit lah kan.
The pound cake jadi kan first time. After lama dah, sebelum raya dulu kita last buat. Dah jadi. And then kita buat apa lagi? Pandan layer cake.
And then carrot cake.
Kuih bakar.
Banana cake. Kuih bakar.
Betul lah.
Banyak lah. And then balik sini. And then
kita buat second dose.
Second dose I was recently lah on the 23rd of August kan.
7 days plus 1 day ago
right? Oh yes. So I still have another week to complete my 14 days.
Tak boleh dine in lagi, okay? Kena tunggu 14 hari.
Tapi habis 14 hari I dine in the hospital.
Yes.
So sad.
So lepas second dose, 14 days after second dose, selalunya orang boleh dine in. Kira kena admit balik untuk the third chemo, which is next Monday, right? So doakanlah semua rawatan semua rawatan semua dipermudahkan, Akilah kuat, jauhlah daripada wabak COVID ni kan.
InsyaAllah. So itu sajalah from us, right?
Kepada pelanggan-pelanggan
pelanggan kita fans. Kita punya betul lah, kita punya customers. Sabarlah menunggu
korang yang ada ramai juga yang mesej nak order kan, especially waktu kita bake tu, diorang ingat dah balik bake ke tak. Kita bake untuk diri kita je kan. Sebab
because I still don't have the full strength lagi lah. Macam larat-larat tapi cepat penat.
Sebab Akilah still ada tube dekat tangan dia. So benda tu tak boleh berpeluh-peluh sangat and sakit juga sometimes, right? And thank you so much. Kita macam happy lah bila orang tanya, like you still ingat kita semua.
Orang still support kita lagi. And remember us.
Dah sihat.
We will bake again and we will open for orders lah.
But for the time being, bila kita ada masa, Akilah akan bake and I akan continue with my one piece a day cake testing.
Yes.
Viralkan semua.
So
alright.
apa lagi nak cakap?
Ni siapa nak habiskan ni?
Kita lah.
Okay. So sementara kita habiskan ni, korang bolehlah stop dulu kat sini kan.
Check out our IG. Kalau siapa yang tak follow us lagi, yang tak tahu kita buat bisnes apa ke, sila follow kita punya IG.
Apa?
The Care Cakes _Kuantan. We are based in Kuantan. Tapi don't worry orang KL, kadang-kadang nanti kita akan ambil order. Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Terima kasih semua kerana mendengar. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.